Wow, she really said that. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Picante J, back at it again with another video, and today we're going to talk about something that happened to me over the past few weeks, and yeah, just gonna jump right into it. So I was on Tinder, alright, swiping real hard, alright, and I matched with this one girl, alright. She looked alright. She wasn't one of the baddest, and didn't want to make her one of my boo thing, okay? And she didn't have quite the fatty, but she was alright. So hit her up, got her snap, you know how it goes, and we finally hung out together. Now we didn't do like anything together, like I promise, we didn't do anything. Just hung out, you know, talked and stuff. Alright, and then she went back home, and then I was like, no, I might hit her up again, might hang out with her again. Okay, so after that day happened, this girl posted on her Snap story, because as you like I said, we were talking on Snap, so I had her on Snap. So I saw her Snap story, and it said something along the lines of, wow, look at this dirty ass ninja straws. And I can't believe some of y'all mess with dudes like this. She was referring to another person, okay, in her Snap story, and I guess she was talking about another guy. Definitely wasn't talking about me though. But yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, whoa there, did I just see what I think I saw? I just had to comment on it because this girl, she was white, and I was like, I don't think you should be using the N-word. So I direct messaged her on Snap, or I replied to her story, and I said, hey, I don't think you should be using that word, okay? And she said,
my friends give me the pass.
Like, the pass? The pass? The pass? Not the pass. Yeah. I was like, did she really say that? So I replied to her, what you mean by your friends give you the pass? She said basically that her black friends told her that she can say it. And I just had to hit her with a little logic, and I was like, look, if your friends allow you to say that, they obviously mean they allow you to say it around them. So whenever you're in those spaces with your friends, sure, you can say it, and I can't say anything because number one, I'm not with you and I don't know that you're using it, and number two, hey, they are the people allowing you to say it. So if they're comfortable with you using the word around them, by all means, do what you want. But Snapchat is not just for your friends, because it is literally public. All right, yes, you have to add friends on Snap, but not everybody on Snap that is your friend is your actual friend. So you're putting stuff out there to people who aren't your friends, people who you sometimes don't really know like that. All right, so I was like, yeah, when you're on a public platform like this, I would say it's best to not use this word. And then she said, when she said this, I could not believe it. I could not believe she tried to connect these two things together and try to make it work, because it just did not make sense. So I'm gonna play this clip. I had her screen recorded. She got a little mad about it, but you know, I had to document it because it was just bonkers what she had to say. And this is what she had to say.
And why is it okay for black people to make fun of us white people, but when we say nigga is wrong?
You know, that logic for a middle schooler works. For a grown adult, you should not be saying stuff like that. Because, yes, making fun of white people is not a good thing. All right, and using a derogatory term that was not reclaimed by your race is also not a good thing. So two wrongs don't make a right. One, the making fun of white people thing doesn't justify you using the N-word. You thinking that it does and using that as an argument is stupid. So the fact that she sent me a video and said it, I was like, wow. Wow, she really don't care. And then later in this conversation, it was, you know, it just kept going on and on. I kept trying to tell her, like, you know, for me, I do care. I do care about people like not using that word. And there's videos on this channel, like I have compilations of me getting called that word in a derogatory way, in an offensive way. I understand if you're like reading something or if you're like using it, like reading an excerpt and you say it, that's fine. But you cannot use that colloquially. You are not black. Well, you can use it. You just shouldn't say it. And that's how I feel. But later in this conversation, she was saying stuff like,
oh, well, I grew up with black people all my life, all right? And they were the only ones to accept me. So I feel as though that I can say it.
That is not a good enough excuse for you to use the word at all. All right, and I told her that. And then she said later on, she was like, oh, well, black people call white people cracker. So why can I say this word? It's like, wow. So here's the thing though. As we know, cracker is derogatory. Now it's not as bad as the N-word. And we all know that. Like we don't have to play games. We know this, all right? Because there's the word cracker and then there's the N-word. You notice how one has to have like the name like a little removed or censored? Yeah. So you already know which word is worse. And it's funny because nobody uses cracker in a non-derogatory way when they use it in offense to a white person. That term cracker was never reclaimed by white people and used colloquially in their spaces and communities. So she knows that the N-word is a slur. She knows this. She recognizes this as she tried to compare it to cracker. All right. So now she's making another argument saying, oh, well, if black people can say slurs, I can do it too. That just like sat in my mind like, you said you grew up with black people all your life, but it's kind of telling that you just don't really care about what some black people say. But I know that there are black people on this earth who don't want to hear anybody saying it. Not black, white, Hispanic, Asian, nobody. They don't want to hear nobody saying it, okay? So, especially if you're not black, you saying it, you're basically looking into the eyes of those black people who don't want anybody saying it, just spitting in their face and saying, I don't care what you have to say, I'ma still say it. Because these black people want the word to be omitted from language, all right? I still say it. I don't really say it that much on camera. I don't really say it much in my music, and that's for a reason. I can go into that reason like later on in my career, but I'm not gonna say it right now. But people want that word omitted. I say it around my friends a lot. That's pretty much it. If you're not one of my friends, and you're probably not gonna hear me say it. So when you are not black and there's black people saying that they don't want to hear anybody using the word, and then you're just saying, no, I'ma still say it, that makes you look disrespectful. Like objectively, you are disrespectful for doing that, all right? And yes, if you want to appeal to the black people, say, oh, I don't care about it, anybody can say it. You have to understand that there's not just a small percentage of black people who want the word omitted. There's a large percent, like a lot of the people in the older generation don't want to hear this word still being used and don't like the way it's being like used as a slang term already. So when you go and look at them and say, basically, fuck you, I'ma still say it, then that's disrespect, all right? So with this girl, like at the end of this conversation, she basically said, wow.
I really thought you were cool.
I was like, wow, I'm not cool because I said that you shouldn't be using the N-word as a white girl? Wow, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Yes, that is the story of how a white girl called me the N-word, kinda. Okay, and yeah, man, if you're just like if you are not black yourself and you're contemplating whether you would still want to use the word, just ask yourself, why would you want to? Considering the word's history, why? All right? And answer that question for yourself. Do some more research on how the word was formed before you actually make a commitment to saying yes or no. Okay? Because I want you to know all of these things before you make that decision. Hey, those are just my 2 cents, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. And as always, this has been another Picante J video. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and peace. Securing the purse and the bag and the suitcase. I be grinning, because I'm winning. No, I'm not done. Oh no, I'm not finished.